beautiful people. Y'all listen. There is no reason for any of us to live in lack. I'm gonna promise you that. First of all, I need some of y'all to read y'all Bibles, because that's not what the Lord promised us anyway. But I know some of y'all are, living paycheck to paycheck. Some of y'all doing really good at your jobs, but you're tired. You're just over it. Maybe you just want more income. Just a better life in general. Better life for yourself, for your kids, and all of that. And I want you to know that there's no reason for us to live in lack. Put that in the comments. There is no reason to live in lack. First of all, before I get into the video, let me introduce myself, because I'm about to start rambling. My name is Paris Smith, and I was able to retire myself from the 9-to-5 at 24 years old. And I was able to do this through trading in the stock market. The strategy is quite unique. Not a lot of people know about it. I'm gonna promise you that. A lot of people don't know about it. And but I'm gonna wake you up in this video. Wake you up. I only trade once a week. It takes about less than 3 minutes. Of course, if you are a beginner, it may take you a little time, just because it's an order form and you're just selecting the fields and you're submitting a trade. But the income that I produce is consistent, it's reliable. I know how much I'm trading. I know how much I'm making before I submit the trade. And when I say this strategy changed my life, I left my 9-to-5 4 years ago, and I have not looked back since. I have never lived in lack since learning this strategy and producing my own income. And it's just been so beautiful. Such an easy strategy. If you want to learn how to trade this strategy step by step, and how I was able to fire my boss, I want you to come to my free stock trading masterclass. It's completely free. The link is in the description. Register, click the link, register. The date and time is there. And we're gonna have a good time. Okay, I'm gonna break that mug down for you. Okay, we're gonna have a good time. But there's no reason for us to live in lack at all. Now, the strategy is completely low risk. It's unique because you're actually purchasing shares instead of purchasing the option, and we don't have to rely on charts, indicators, or day trading, or being glued to our screens. And so let me tell you, the strategy is called cover calls, by the way. If you want to do some research and stuff, I'm gonna put y'all up real quick. And let me tell you, I want y'all to write this down, because this is important. I don't trade risky. I trade low risk. I can't do the risky stuff. It freaks me out. I prefer to know what I'm making before I submit the trade, and to make it consistently, because when I first started trading, I paid my bills and my debts. And then I actually paid my debts first while I was working, because I said I was leaving that place in 3 years. And then I started paying my bills. Now, if you don't take anything from this video, take this. You want to make sure your stock has strong fundamentals. That's probably the most important. You don't want no stock that is up and down, volatile, moves too fast. People, when they think about investing, they trying to get that stock, buy in at a low price and wait for it to pop, and they think they're going to sell it and be a multi-millionaire. No, we want a steady stock. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to find a stock list somewhere on the internet, okay? I talk more about this in the masterclass too, but somewhere on the internet, okay? Find a stock list. I want you to find stocks that are fundamentally strong. Individual stocks may be a little challenge for you to understand right now, to look at the revenue and understand what you're looking at. So maybe even just looking at the Magnificent Seven. Start there. And just look at the fundamentals. Just look at the revenue. Look at all the things, okay? Do your research on Yahoo Finance for free. Just browse and get familiar, okay? And then you can start comparing. But anyways, I break more of that down in the free masterclass. But trading a stock that is fundamentally strong, you don't have to worry, and it grows slow, steady, upward, okay? And then if it's anything that happened to the market, like yes, the market will be up and down no matter what, but what you want is a steady eddy uptrend like this. If you stick with those stocks, those type of companies work well with the strategy. Now, there are people that I know that trade volatile stocks with this cover call strategy. And yes, they make a lot of money, but like I said, I can't do the high risk stuff. So just stick with the low, okay? Stick with the low risk. The reason why is because I want to make sure that my income is consistent, and I want to make sure it's called a premium. It's like the amount that the company offers you. You get that in the passive income. So I gotta make sure the premium is solid. There's not going to be a huge movement. Baby, if I'm making $1,000 a month, and I know that $1,000 is going to pay for my vehicle and maybe some utilities, I'm not about to change up the stock or trade a volatile stock because the premium moves way too fast. So if you're going to take any advice when trading this strategy, and people trade all kinds of ways with cover calls, but when I say my strategy proves for over 4 years now a consistent income, actually 5 years now because I started trading February 2020, but I've been unemployed for 4 years. I've been unemployed for 4 years. But when I say it proves, okay, over and 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 over again, to choose a stock that is steady. Choose a stock that's steady, okay? Now, when I first started trading, I will never forget, I would have like sit downs with my family. I would have the whole family come over. I would get food for all of us. And I would literally force them to look at my living room computer, my living room TV screen. And I would connect my laptop to it because I wanted them to learn how to trade. And now, long story short, my mama, she's very spoiled. She understands the strategy, but she don't trade for herself. I trade for the lady. I was gonna say for the girl, for the lady. A lot of my family members traded. A lot of them still do trade. And also, one of the people that picked this strategy up and ran with it was my twin sister. And so my twin, she right here actually. My twin right there. And my twin, she was in undergrad at the time and paid her way through college as an undergrad student. Moved out, she lived on campus. Of course she had to pay for it out of pocket. It wasn't like a tuition thing. And she literally traded the strategy, started trading, learned the strategy, started trading. You know what? Actually, hold on. I'm gonna have her tell y'all her story herself. Sissy.
Yes, sis.
Can you tell the people? Oh yeah, I'm stepping in the pool. I ain't trying to fall. Can you tell the people? Woo, feel good. Can you tell the people your journey with cover calls? Tell them your journey with cover calls. How you learn, how college has been. She's in dental school right now, but how college was easier, I would say.
Okay. So I first learned about the stock market. Paris actually introduced it to the family and friends first. We had like a breakfast, IHOP breakfast, and we had like a whole spread. And while we were eating, we were learning about stocks.
Let me tell y'all something. The only way I'm gonna get these Negroes to my house was by providing food.
And we had to sit.
Yeah.
And we had to learn. So that is when I was like, all right, let me learn. So I was like this after my belly was full, and I learned about the stock market. Literally, I learned in that same day. It was only like maybe an hour. She broke everything down. It was so easy. Then I wrote down all my notes, and then that next Monday I traded and I made $600 my first trade. Sure did.
Hold on, let me tell y'all something. This finna piss me off. Let me tell y'all, I always say this to my students. It took me years to get it out the mud. To study. Trips to New York City on the Greyhound mega bus, working 3 jobs to fund my account. And I started with $250 a week. And you started with $600 a week.
Sure did. Started with $600 a week.
He finna piss
I
me
went
off.
from working full time, to working only on the weekends, and I didn't have to work on the weekends, but I just wanted to, just because, you know,
Build your skills.
keep my skills in dentistry. But I was chilling. I was in undergrad. I was paying for school. Like, it literally paid for my school, my bills. I didn't have to worry about nothing.
That's
So, yeah.
lit.
I love the stock market.
The stock market. I love the stock market.
I love the stock market.
Patrice actually came with me to Dallas. So right before we came here to Dubai, I was in Dallas to teach my strategy. Someone invited me to teach my strategy on stage. And y'all, when I say I taught everybody in 45 minutes how to produce their own income through the stock market. And of course, y'all know I had to quiz them, do little pop quizzes. And every time I would pick on someone, I told them stand up and
Say it with your chest.
say the answer with your chest, because you know
what
it.
they did?
What they do?
Ate.
They ate.
Every time. They knew the answer.
They knew the answer. And their mind was so blown away, y'all. I was acting so crazy. I was running around. I was talking about, I'm going to get your blessing. I was running.
I'm going to run for you.
I was teaching them, and they were like, their mind was so blown away. They're like, it's so easy. I literally taught them in 45 minutes, and then did Q&A for like 15 minutes and pop quiz and all that stuff. It was so cool. And my assistant right here, she was on the tech team, so she was operating the mirror screen, because y'all know it was my laptop.
Let me tell y'all what happened. Let me take my earphones off so y'all can hear me. So what happened was, Sis wanted her computer to be up there with her as she's, you know, teaching. She's doing the demonstrations on the computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we had a little she couldn't have her computer up there. It had to be in the booth in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, Sis, I need you to, you know, do the the steps as I am teaching.
I had to clock her in.
Had to clock me in. So I said, okay. You know, I had to dust off my skills a little bit. And I had to go on the booth and do the trading for my sis. But I'm grateful because I know the fundamentals.
Mm-hmm.
I was able to track. And as she was talking, I was, you know, showing the mouse and all that. It was easy.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was cool. It was real cool. My sister, she really did that. I didn't know that she was going to get clocked in like that. But when I say she was ready, my baby girl, she was ready. I said, sis, you did that. You did that. She was like, but sis, because y'all know when I teach, I get into like the details and all of that good stuff. And she was like, but sis, I just know the basics. Like, I don't really like go deep with it like that, like you do. I said, that's all you need to know. Just follow me. Just follow me. And she followed me. She did that, y'all. Everybody told everyone to give my assistant a round of applause for being my assistant. It was so cool. My sister really did that. I was so proud. I kept saying, I'm proud. I'm so proud. But, because, you know, trading is one thing, but actually teaching it is a whole nother ball game. Like, you have to really be able to break it down. You have to really have knowledge. You have to really understand to answer questions and all that stuff. And her, you know, navigating the screens and clicking the links and the buttons and the pages and all of that. You got to know where to go. You got to know where to point to. You can't be confused and like, what she talking about? What she talking about? My sis did that. I was so proud of her. So, it was cool. It was really cool. But, yeah, so I know some of y'all have, like, and I hear this all the time, too. Families, maybe you can't get your kids through college, but they can. Teach them. maybe you can too. Build an account for them and trade on their behalf and get them through. But yeah, my sister got herself through undergrad, and then yeah, when she made it to dental school, y'all know that's a whole different beast. That thing like $300,000, so she had to get some loans for that one. It's a little beast. But I sure did promise my sister that by the time she finished and graduate dental school, she ain't gonna have that debt no more. That's my promise. And we got a whole plan in place, baby. Don't play. Okay? Don't play. Living a life of debt-free freedom is amazing. So I'm gonna make sure my sister have debt-free freedom too. And we're gonna be getting to work. That's it and that's all. That's it and that's all. But anyways, I'm about to go in here. The butler looked like he's almost finished cleaning. So I'm about to take me a shower, pack up my stuff, and we're going to be headed to the airport, head home from Dubai. 14-hour flight. Lordy Jesus. I love getting here, and I love Dubai. But that flight, it's not that bad. It's not terrible. But I sure can't wait to get home. Get my braids out my head, wash my hair. My hair is a freaking mess because I've been swimming and stuff. But anyways, I'll see y'all in the next video. I hope this video was encouraging to you, and or to those. Make sure you share the video to others as well if you want a little encouragement. And just to let y'all know, like, me and my sister are not normal. Okay, we both struggle with a learning disability. The fact that I'm a multi-millionaire through things that is challenging to most people, and my sister's in dental school. She will be the first doctor of dental surgery in our family. If we can do it, you can do it too. If we can do it, what's your excuse? Get to work. Okay, anyways, I gotta go. The link is in the description to register for the free masterclass that I'm having coming up. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a ball, baby. We're gonna have a ball. Get ready to laugh. Get ready to learn. Get ready to be entertained. Get ready to have your mind blown away. And with that being said, I see y'all when I'm back in the States. Bye, Dubai.